Hi friend, Happy New Year. It's Amy Tangerine and I am here with the January Map Your Month printable. Taking the time to mindfully approach each month has quite a few benefits while allowing us to unlock our creativity in new and playful ways. This is simply printed on regular copy paper, and my goal today is to use up this entire sheet to show you how I put the pieces into a notebook and into my planner. They're both A5 sized, which happens to be a favorite of mine. As always, feel free to play along and do what works for you. I encourage you to grab the printable linked below and let me know in the comments what you want to invite into your life if you'd like to share. Also, give this video a thumbs up and be sure you're subscribed. This is going to be the year I successfully publish a video every week for the entire year. Yay! I'm grabbing the usual supplies, which include scissors, a pen, adhesive, glue stick, and these Posca markers, as well as this Tombow Funosuke. Use what you have. I really want this to feel motivating for you, to prioritize yourself and your creativity. Don't worry about using an old notebook. You can use them in any way you choose because it's a radical act of self-care to look at the pages as a personal invitation. In fact, if you want to revisit old notebooks and go totally out of order on the pages, I encourage you to do so. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but leaning into the idea that you have creative freedom and hold the power of doing what feels best for you, it's so powerful and freeing too. I'm going to work on this green spread, and I am going to cut up these and sort of just make sure I'm using up the entire sheet. So I'm just taking my scissors and starting from the top. If you're looking for a way to document your thoughts and make it more meaningful, this may be just what you need to spark your art. Not only is it creative and fun, but it can also be therapeutic, help you relax, and bring the things that matter to you into focus. I love this practice of intentionally calling in what I want and desire, as it provides a way to get clarity and to really make sure that I'm aligned. Identifying your desires and putting them onto paper is a powerful practice. I know that some of you have felt it and have even commented so. It's been fun even to look back on the times when I've done this and have found progress on the goals, no matter how small they may seem. Take some time to think about what it is you really want as you're cutting these pieces out. Be specific and try to focus on your values, long-term goals, as well as how you want to feel. I think this might be the most important part of the whole process, actually, is really being intentional about what you're calling in. If you approach this with an abundance mindset, the possibilities are limitless. I'm setting aside the ones that I think I'm going to use for my planner over here, and then I am going to cut out this one pretty close to the white, but keep it showing, as well as this one is probably going to go into this notebook, but I'm not going to leave a white border. It's really up to you how you want to stylize your pages. I think there's tons of options, but sometimes narrowing it down is a really good way to approach the whole process, which is why I limit my supplies when I'm doing this. I try not to go into too much of my stash, knowing that I might feel overwhelmed with the possibilities of using stamps or pattern papers. I really try to limit it to what's right in front of me. So I was going to cut that and have it share the left side and the right side, but I think I'm just going to keep it all on the right side. As I'm laying out the pieces, there are a number of things that I'm going through in my head. How is this going to look? How is it going to feel? Do I want to have the colors spread out? Where do I want to include the journaling? I really want to be sort of intentional, but also focused on the way it looks overall, because I want this to be a spread that I can look back on and think, oh, I feel empowered, I feel inspired, I feel uplifted, as well as the reason I'm doing it, which is to get the thoughts down on paper and to make this month abundant, which is what the Map Your Month stands for. MAP stands for Making Abundance Possible. So as I'm laying out these pieces, I'm realizing that I want it to pretty much look like this. And I'll have a lot of the journaling mainly in the middle across the 2 pages. I don't want so much white showing. If you're using white paper in your notebook, you don't have to be as concerned about the borders and the white showing. However, because I am trying to fit all these elements on, maybe I'll save this one for, maybe it should be in the notebook, in the planner instead. I definitely want this What Feels Nourishing list here. What's great about this printable is that once you have it, you can print it multiple times, either on regular paper, sticker paper, whatever you'd like, and you can use it in multiple places. There is this beauty into taking the time to lay these pieces out so it feels good to you, right? It feels the way you would like to have these pages set. Here is the commitment part, when you actually do some gluing down of the pieces. And I'm using a glue stick for this mainly because I have it and it's handy and fairly cheaper than the adhesive, which I use also. But the nice thing about this glue stick is it can get to the smaller pieces, and I'm realizing that as I'm putting this glue on this strip right here, I actually want to probably put down the Illuminate the Path Forward first. So I'm going to let it hang out over here, add glue to the back of this, stick that down to ground it, and then I can stick the other piece on top. The nice thing about these is that it looks like it was created with alcohol inks, which would be a really hard effect to have on this regular notebook paper, especially this green. So the nice thing about the printables is that you already have an artistic flair or kind of a touch to it, and then it's really up to you to just arrange and also think about the journaling that you want to add. Let's create something amazing. Can go down here. I like it hanging off the bottom right here. And I'm sorry, I'm using my kitchen table for this recording, so it's a little shaky. I apologize for that. It doesn't feel shaky when I'm actually using it, although afterwards I notice that there is a lot more shake than my studio table. This is the Posca Marker, and I'm simply going to add some plus signs with it, and I want to make it look a little bit like light that glistens. I don't know if it's coming off that way, but if you look at the Illuminate the Path Forward, that's what I was trying to do there too. So it looks like a mix of light glowing as well as plus signs. And then I'm shaking up this white, and I just want to emphasize the outlook and have a little bit of distance between that and what I'm going to write in black. On the other side, I'm gluing these pieces down because I know that this is where I want them to go. And there's something so satisfying after you glue something down. It looks great and it feels really accomplishing. Oh, wait, is that a feeling? You feel really accomplished after you do it. And this Gifts of Renewal is not, I'm not feeling it here, so I'm actually going to set it aside for my planner instead. This is the final piece that I'm going to be gluing down, which is where the fun part maybe begins. or I'm having fun the whole way that I'm doing this, and I hope you're enjoying the process too. Grabbing the Funosuke from Tombow, and I'm going to have a bold January outlook. And the reason I think that it's so important to go with a sense of optimism, especially at the beginning of the year, is that it's okay to hope and dream big. Because this last year or 2022 was challenging, I think that it can only go up from here. So I'm saying, oh, so optimistic. This will be a remarkable month and start to one of the best years yet. And that's a bold statement. And I'm going to continue making these bold statements because that's what I want to call in for this month. I desire to take leaps. So I decided my word of the year, my one little word, was going to be leap instead of light. I didn't want to repeat light from 2012, even though I'm going to keep it in the back of my head. My word is going to be leap. So I desire to take leaps, both big and small, and I am fully supported, loved, and emboldened. I want the strength and courage to shine through. So the other question on this side is, what if all my needs were met? I would feel freedom, fulfillment, and have the most fun possible. Doesn't that sound amazing? I really want you to think hard about what you would do if all your needs were met, right? How would you feel? Would you feel empowered? Would you feel limitless? Would you feel as though you could do anything? You could achieve anything? You could share that joy? And then what feels nourishing? So there are different things on this list, both small and big. It says, believing the renovations will be smooth and under budget. Trusting the best possible outcome. Creating and connecting from the heart. And on the other side, I forgot to read this to you, I think. I would feel freedom, fulfillment, and have the most fun possible. I am surrounded by those I love and share so much goodness and contribute more than ever. Abundant positive possibilities and an overflow of opportunities. The rest of this list, whatever feels nourishing, is peace and growth, mindful and intentional bright steps. And then I have leaps in parentheses. Forging a brighter future, a belief that all my wildest dreams will come true. And I hope the same for you. It's almost as though you have to call these things in to believe it yourself. I'm putting these white hearts. They're kind of messy, but I like them. A big one over here. Now for the planner part. I already did this and I filmed it in a video, but I haven't shared that video just yet. I will share it soon. It's sort of creating vision boards, which I guess I do on a somewhat monthly basis in here. The Let's Do This 2023 part is going to go perfect in this slot. I changed my weekly setup so that the first column is sort of notes for the week ahead. And here is the front of my planner. I want to put the future looks bright right here and include this MLK quote on MLK Day. And so I'll just glue it right in there. Where should these pieces go? This is probably the best place for this quote over here. As you are deciding where these pieces go for yourself, remember that there's no wrong way to approach this. You can create abundance in so many bright and beautiful ways, unique to you. Throughout this process, be kind to yourself, give yourself a lot of grace. Remember that it's okay if your writing isn't perfect. You can add little things as you go, these marks, whatever you desire. And the important thing is to actually get those desires of what you really want here on paper and believe that all your needs can be met or even exceeded. You are magic, my friends. Let's all lean toward the light and take those leaps, shall we? Thanks for watching. Hope you feel inspired to do creative journaling to make abundance possible this month.